Yup, you know what it is. NFL Week 7. You're an idiot. This one might have been long overdue. Not gonna lie. Washington Commanders. Come on down. You know, John Allen had the proper sentiment.
Fucking tired of this shit. Fucking tired of this bullshit. It's been 7 fucking years of the same shit. Tired of this shit.
At this point, I'm just tired of it. You know, I'm a fan. I'm a lifelong fan over 30 years. You know, I'm showing my age here. My co-host here will probably let you guys know. He tried to tell me from the beginning. You know, I had like what I would call half optimism. It's not necessarily I thought we were going to Super Bowl or even make the playoffs. I just wanted us to fight a little bit, field the football team, you know. But the reality is, this week 7 has shown me we're just not it. Like, it doesn't matter who's on the roster. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying, how many times we try to change coaching staffs. Who the quarterback? RG3, Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace. Campbell. I mean, Alex Smith. It's just been and so the Giants get a get-right game versus us, of course. Just like the Bears had a get-right game against us. And we could compete with the Eagles and still lose, and then lose to the Giants 17-4. I mean, 14-7, I meant to say. And then you got the daggone bum Bears that beat us. I mean, at this point, and then now they're talking about selling all these pieces at the trade deadline. It's like all of a sudden, now that's what y'all want to do. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not necessarily that I'm so mad that they didn't trade them at the beginning, but it's like they sold this drink. I mean, why do you even bring in Eric Bieniemy? It's just a bunch of nonsense, and it really irritates my life because I be having to defend them against my man like Frank, other people who want to talk crazy about these guys. But the reality is they're the same old Washington Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call it. The ghost of Dan Snyder still lurks. And until it's gone, we probably got to get rid of every remnant of him. I hate to admit it, but it stinks. So, Frank, let me ask you a question. Will you forgive them at all? Will you exonerate or not, expunge the idiot off their resume if they make some moves at the trade deadline?
After careful consideration, no. So let's be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? People like you especially like to make fun of me for being a fair weather fan or wishy-washy. It's not. It's, you know me, I'm a very rational, logical person. So at some point in time, when you continue to watch someone do the same thing and expect a different result, it then gets to you like, what are we doing here? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you watch it constantly. Like, this team is always like 3 steps behind itself and in front of itself at the same time. It's like, this is the team that brought in Jim Zorn for a head coaching job. And they were like, no, he should be our offensive coordinator before you hired a head coach and then make him the head coach. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's the team. That's the team. You bring in Eric Bieniemy, right? But why bring in Eric Bieniemy when you already had a bad coaching staff that you probably needed to get rid of? So you bring him into somebody else's coaching staff to what? To do what? Ron Rivera has had like 4 or 5 years, I don't know what it is, of so mediocre, terrible draft picks. I can put down the list, and that's part of why the team isn't good. So when you look at it, right, you're like, oh, we have all this talent, all this, all this, that. But it's like none of it's ever really put together. It's poor coaching. They call him Riverboat Ron. The gambler is gone. I don't know what's left there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Kudos to you for beating cancer, but that's not what we're talking about here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much that goes into it, and it's like, hey, at the beginning of the season, I'm like, it is a joke because this is what people do. You brainwash yourself into being optimistic. Why? Because in your mind, it's like a clean state. It's a new season. It's really not. When you bring in the same things you had before, it's a continuation. Yeah, we took a break because somebody won a championship, but ain't nothing changed. That's why they're the idiot, right? Because I complained about this last time we talked about them, the time before when they got an idiot, you know, all these different things. It's like this team continues to do the same thing. And at some point, it's like you went into the season with Sam Howell, and I was hearing all this optimistic talk like they're a dark horse to make with Sam Howell. He was a 5th-round draft pick for a reason. You won a meaningless game where the Cowboys had already secured their playoff spot last year, and what, he was supposed to be good? Like, you have a mediocre offensive line. Your hallmark is the defensive line, which is aging, and it's like, so what were we really expecting? So you went out here and won meaningless games against bad teams, and now you're in a spot where it's like, at some point, just rip it all up, let the team struggle, get a good draft pick, and build, and try to build something, and let someone that knows what they're doing build it. I guess you can say that's the ghost of Dan Snyder's past. We have new ownership, and I like have faith. That's why I decided to come back as a fan, because I'm like, look, I have faith that maybe some things can change, because for the better part of my football watching life, Dan Snyder has been the owner since we were like 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? He became the owner. He started doing all this crazy stuff, and it's been none of that has been all of that ever since. You know what I'm saying? Him fighting with players and for like girls and all kinds of crazy stuff going on in this organization. It's just been all kinds of. When you think about the fact that, and this will tell you all you need to know. When you think about the fact that who are some of the best names in the coaching ranks, from Sean McVay to Matt LaFleur to Kyle Shanahan, were all in our staff, and we got nothing out of that. There was nothing to come from that. Just tells you what this organization is. You're an
idiot. Got Rivera. We had all of them, and we got Ron Rivera.
The fact that all of that is a thing. Hold on. The fact that all of that is a thing, and you are still where you are now, like with all of this, you're an idiot. You're forever an idiot. It's not even just.
Let me ask you this: do I get added into the idiot heavily even more, because I thought we had a good receiving core?
It's too much to cover in like just a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? We can't.
Soggy Nachos podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. That's pretty funny.